Taylor Sheridan is once again expanding the Yellowstone universe, and this time, we do not have the Dutton family in front of us. I know it sounds interesting, but the countdown has begun for the Madison, where we will meet an entirely new family. And in this video, I will tell you what will happen in the series, who is in it, what we will see in the first episode, and most importantly, when we will be able to watch it. Buckle up, because we have never seen anything like this from Taylor Sheridan before. First, let's start with what we will see in the series. The official plot is as follows. A New York family's life unravels after a tragedy as they process grief while vacationing in rural Montana, exploring human connection amidst profound sorrow. And honestly, did you also feel how deep the story will be just by reading the plot alone? I really cannot sit still already. And when you hear the cast, I should tell you that your excitement will multiply because this is a complete parade of stars. The legendary actress Michelle Pfeiffer will be playing the lead role of Stacy Clyburn in The Madison. Stacy will be a formidable family matriarch, the mother of Paige and Abigail. And when we say family matriarch, I should mention that this role is extremely important because a truly crowded family will be waiting for us. Paige McIntosh, one of her daughters, will be played by Elle Chapman. Paige is a somewhat self-centered woman who indulges in a luxurious New York lifestyle provided by her parents and investment banker husband. Speaking of the banker husband, we should talk about him too. In the series, Paige's husband will be Russell McIntosh, and he will be portrayed by Patrick J. Adams. Russell is a young investment banker who has followed the life path set before him from the start. So what I understand from this couple is that they will be a pair with deep ties to money, and money will heavily affect their relationship. Stacy's other daughter, Abigail Reese, will be played by Beau Garrett. Abigail is a resilient and sardonic New Yorker who is a recently divorced mother of two. Honestly, what I feel is that Abigail will be the center of both drama and fun in the series. If we talk about Abigail's daughters, her older daughter, Brigitte Reese, will be played by Amaya Miller, and her younger daughter, Macy, will be played by Elena Pollock. Also, it has been mentioned that these two sisters were raised in a wealthy New York family. So it looks like our family in the Madison will not have much trouble financially. Another important character in the series will be Paul, portrayed by Matthew Fox. Paul is a self-reliant bachelor who loves the outdoors. Honestly, I already feel he is a very interesting character. And when I talk about what might happen in the first episode in a moment, we can also say that Paul might head toward an intriguing relationship. And we cannot skip one of the most important cast members of the series. The legendary actor Kurt Russell will also be one of the regulars of the show. However, for now, there has been no explanation about his role. Still, I have some very surprising predictions for him as well. Now, let's move on to the secondary characters of the series. Kevin Zegers will portray Cade, and Cade is Stacy's new neighbor, asked to look out for the place until the family showed up. Danielle Vasanova will play Kestrel. Kestrel is an indigenous woman married to a Montana rancher who lives with her family on a double-wide trailer on their ranch. And let me share an interesting detail. We had seen Danielle before as Atahualpa in another Yellowstone spinoff, which was 1923. We will see Ben Schnetzer as Vin. He will be a salt of the earth and neighborly Montana rancher. Lastly, we will watch Rebecca Spence as Liliana. She will be Stacy's friend and a fellow member of the New York City elite. So how will we see all these different characters in the same story? Let's talk a bit about what we might see in episode 1. Honestly, I think the tragedy this New York family experiences will be the death of Stacy's husband. In other words, the father of the family. After both the death of their father and Abigail's divorce from her husband, our family will take a trip to Montana and might love it there. In fact, Montana might be so good for the family that they may even want to move there. So the first episode could be a chapter where we hear the family's backstory and watch the process of them moving to Montana. In the rest of the season, we might see the family adjusting to Montana and forming new relationships. My biggest expectation here is that Kurt Russell's character, who will probably be an important figure in the place they move to, will grow close to Stacy. I expect Kurt Russell's character to help both with the family's adjustment to Montana and with supporting Stacy during her difficult days. As for Abigail, I think she might set sail for a new romance in Montana as she starts her life over after her divorce. This is where Paul, played by Matthew Fox, might come into the picture. Honestly, Paul already feels like he will be a slightly flirtatious character. Along with these sweet relationships, we will also see Abigail frequently while she takes care of her daughters, and our character may experience her most difficult moments while trying to do her best for her children. For the other sister, Paige, I think she will have a very up and down relationship with her husband, Russell. Because it can be hard to find peace in a relationship where money is so central. To summarize, compared to other Yellowstone spin-offs, I expect the Madison to be a more family relationship-focused series with less action. However, considering that the show will exist in the same universe, we might also see a Dutton come to the rescue when our characters get into trouble. That is why I think we will see Beth or Casey at least once in the series, ensuring a connection between the shows. Alright, now let's move on to the most exciting part. When will we be able to watch the series? Honestly, this is the most complicated information about the show because the release date has not been announced officially. And even more interesting, Season 2 filming is also continuing as of December 2025. That is why I think the first season of the series has been completed, that it was loved a lot, and that they immediately started filming Season 2. Therefore, I think the Madison might come out very surprisingly in early 2026. To be more specific, we might see the first trailer at the beginning of January and even start watching the show at the end of January. However, considering that Y Marshals will come out on March 1st, so the shows do not clash, the Madison might also come out in mid-2026. All right, now it is your turn. What do you think we will see in the Madison? Are you excited for the show? Let's meet in the comments. Meanwhile, if you want to learn what might happen in the first episode of Y Marshals, check out this video.